Copycat plagiarized Miss Liu's poems. Shameless. So fat and still dares to go out. Who are you trying to disgust? Why are my hands so fat? Like pigs' trotters. No, that's not right. These hands aren't mine. Did I just time travel? And my parents died early, full of talent, but stabbed in the back by her best friend, an insecure, overweight woman. Wait, why does this story feel so familiar? Everyone, stop throwing things. Please don't blame my little sister. She just really wants to be famous. Wan Ning, as long as you admit your mistake, I'll still forgive you. Oh my god, isn't this the novel I dropped halfway through? The exact plot from that abusive drama. And I transmigrated into the one who got hundreds of original poems stolen by her bestie. The hopeless, doomed side character. I am not that foolish woman. Falling into such a basic self-proof trap. Wan Ning? Liu Ryan, right? I've got you. Just wait. She ran away because that fat chick must be guilty. Doesn't dare to confront Miss Liu face to face. How can a literature PhD be so overweight? I need to lose weight. I want to amaze everyone. This is so hard. Sigh. Whose girl is that? What a figure. Lin Lin, girl. Lin Lin, girl. Girl, what a change. You look reborn. No, Anjang. Just slimmed down a bit. All right. Anjang, I heard. Liu Ryan from Fenyuan Pavilion is making headlines again. That's right. They say even the masters praise her in the literary temple. She might soon be honored as the great scholar. Is that so? Oh, by the way, Anjang, did you hear? A new poetry immortal appeared in the capital lately. A new poetry immortal? Is there a poet in the capital we don't know? Girl, don't just make things up. Yeah, girl. I'm not so sure. They say the new poetry immortal just wrote a poem. How does it go again? Bright moonlight before my bed. Seems like frost on the ground. Yes, that's the one. What did you say? Say it again. Bright moonlight before my bed. Seems like frost on the ground. Bright moon before my bed. Light, aren't these two lines just plain words? Why are you all acting like you saw a ghost? 10 words capturing eternal loneliness. Who wrote this? Girl, you haven't told us who the poetry immortal is. Girl, you haven't named the poetry immortal yet. Hey, I heard there's a poetry immortal in the capital. Even the fragments can make history. Bright moonlight, ground frost. Do you understand this kind of loneliness? Bright moonlight before my bed. Seems like frost on the ground. Great poem, the capital has a poetry immortal. The real poetry immortal must be Miss Liu's new work, I bet. Who else in the capital could do this except her? When everyone knows. I can't wait to see Liu Ryan panic. Bright moonlight before my bed. Seems like frost on the ground. What do you think of these two lines? I don't understand poetry. Not a single rare word among those 10. No classic references. Yet it captures centuries of lonely travelers. Makes me really wonder what the next two lines are. This person isn't just some pretentious scholar. It's real talent for good governance. Your Highness wants Ma to leave the palace in disguise? Such matters I need to personally handle. Miss, Big Trouble. Why so frantic? Have some decency. Outside, everyone is talking. About a half poem. Just 2 lines amaze the whole city. What half poem? This one. Bright moonlight before my bed. Seems like frost on the ground. The quality of these two lines, even I couldn't write them. But I've memorized all 300 poems of that fat woman. None of them included this one. So who wrote it? Miss. What's the word outside? Everyone says it's your new work, miss. The capital's literati are praising you. They say besides you, miss, who else could write such imagery? Everyone's waiting for you to finish it. Yes, besides me. Who else could write a poem like this? You've heard, right? The line "bright moonlight before my bed" was written by Miss Liu. Of course, it's Miss Liu again. Miss Liu wrote it. Liu Ryan, do you dare to copy anyone's poem? How about another one from me? Miss Liu's poem. The sun shines on the incense burner, purple smoke rises. Looking at the waterfall from afar, it hangs in front of the river must be another one, even better than the last. A true talented woman. Every line is an eternal classic. Request Miss Liu to complete the poem on the spot. Let us see with our own eyes. Everyone, calm down. If it's a great work, it needs time to settle. Who is it, really? Miss, the officials downstairs are still waiting. Tell them to leave. Impossible. Every poem of Lin Wanqiu. I've memorized every single one perfectly. In this world, no one could write a poem I've never seen before. No one could surpass me in talent unless. Investigate within 3 days. Find out who's pretending to be mysterious. Heard Miss Liu released a new work again. TSK. Half a poem at a time. Still haven't seen the rest yet. Based on my understanding of Liu Ryan from the original, she's definitely forcing a smile now, furious beneath the surface. It's been said, target anyone who can write poetry. Report any suspicious ones immediately. Losing her cool so quickly. Looks like my plan is almost done. Boss, the bill. 3 coins. Sorry, I didn't bring any money. Girl is dining without paying. This girl is gutsy. Dares to default in West Street. I never said I'd default. I'll pay with poetry. Who do you think you are, Miss Liu? Only she can pay her bill with poetry in the capital. No one else can. Who do you think you are? Write a couple of silly verses and expect a free meal. Haha. Lend me a pen. The sun shines on the incense burner. Purple smoke rises. Looking at the waterfall from afar, it hangs in front of the river. The waterfall plunges 3,000 feet, as if the Milky Way falls from the 9th heaven. The first 2 lines are the half poem spreading like wildfire. She filled in the rest. Both poems completed. Investigate everything about this woman for me. I've written this poem from beginning to end. I'm the mysterious poetry immortal. It has absolutely nothing to do with Liu Ryan. These 2 poems are truly written by you. Not Miss Liu? May I ask your name, young lady? Li Wan Ning. The fat woman who plagiarized Miss Liu's 300 poems. How could it be? She used to look just like a fat pig. Quick, go hug Miss Liu. Miss, that mysterious poetry immortal is Li Wan Ming. What did you say? Impossible. I've memorized all 300 poems perfectly. These 2 poems absolutely aren't hers. Everyone's saying Liu, the talented girl, has written new poetry. But the real author is someone else. What does this even mean? Haven't seen you for a year. My mischievous little sister is stirring things up again. Bring some people. Let's go to the tavern and meet her properly. It's over. People from the Liu family have arrived. My dear sister, You finally showed up. Sister, you actually got prettier after a year. Too bad you still haven't changed your habit of stealing things. Everyone, those 2 poems on the wall. Are my new works meant to be posted at the Poetry Tower? Lin Wanning somehow sneaked a peek at my drafts and wrote them out first today. Same old trick again. I knew it. Someone who copied 300 poems before. How could she possibly write these herself? So what if she lost weight? It's easier to change the land than it is to change one's nature. You say you wrote the poems? Of course. How can a plagiarism-ridden loser full of greasy thoughts write poetry? Since you claim they're yours, then in 3 days, at the 100 Flowers Valley Poetry Ceremony, let's compete in front of everyone, with all the scholars of the capital watching. We'll see who's truly talented. Let's sign the bet right here. See you in 3 days. You don't have to sign. Just tell everyone now who actually wrote these poems. It goes without saying he wrote them. What's there to be afraid of? Since you have a death wish, don't blame me then. I want to see how you die in 3 days. If other people were faced with something like this, they'd have been begging on their knees to clear their name. But he turns it around and threatens others instead. Lin Wanning is interesting. First round within 10 breaths. Write a poem themed with the character Liu. Submit it on paper. After today, sister, no one in the capital will remember your name. The spring breeze brushes the shore, willow branches soft. Gentle rain and mist curl around the Emerald Isle. Wow, 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 wow. Such a talented girl. Truly, she's worthy of being called the best poetess in the world. The structure is perfect and full of emotion. Such a wonderful poem. It's a good poem. But there's not a trace of Liu Ruyan's feminine flair in it. His Highness means. Next, Lin Wanning goes up. She really did tamper with things. What are you doing? If you can't write, then get off the stage. You're nervous, right? Definitely, a copycat. Get off the stage. Turns out Lin Wanning handed in a blank paper, didn't write a single word. She really is useless at copying. Get down from the stage. You should have expected this, sister. Why bother in the first place? Admit your mistake and I won't make things hard for you. I'll admit defeat this round. But it's best 2 out of 3. 2 rounds left. What's the rush? The first poem, Invitation to Wine. Have you not seen the waters of the yellow river come from the heavens, rushing towards the sea, never to return? Have you not seen the bright mirror in the grand hall, saddened by white hair? Morning like black silk, evening turned to snow. The difficulty of shoe road. It's harder than reaching the sky. Absolutely true. Spring river tides level with the sea. The bright moon rises over the sea along with the tides. Seeing off a guest at night by the banks of Zunyang River. Maple leaves and reeds, autumn's melancholy. The spring wind has once again turned the southern riverbanks green. 50 poems already, and still continuing. Song of everlasting regret, the Han Emperor, obsessed with beauty, longed for a nation's downfall. In the Jade Palace, he sought for years in vain. This isn't a contest. It's the poetry immortal descending to earth. Exactly 500 poems. Who still needs to count using the time of a stick of incense? 5,500 poems. Every line is worthy of being passed down through generations. In my lifetime, I actually get to witness 500 eternal masterpieces. How could it be? It's been found. Your Highness, this paper truly has a problem.
Yes.
The final round. Even if you win, we're still evenly matched. This time, let's declare the competition a draw. I, Liu Ryan, have not lost. Wait a moment. This decree forbids entering the ink bureau. Cannot participate in the first round. Lin Wanning could write if she wanted to. It was Liu Ryan who cheated and framed with the paper. So the first line was fake. Could it be all the previous poems were written by Lin Wanning? Absurd. A habitual plagiarist. Her appearance changed dramatically over the year. Her talent skyrocketed. Such extraordinary things can't be done by mortals. This girl must be possessed by an evil spirit. Stealing literary fortune. Deceiving the emperor. Imperial guards follow my orders. Execute this evil girl on the spot. Bet you didn't expect this. I am highly valued by the imperial court. Grand Tutor, just now you accused me of being possessed by evil spirits. Then I'd like to ask about Liu Ryan using oil paper to cheat in the first round. The evidence is undeniable. Grand Tutor does not pursue it, but instead wants to execute me, the victim, on the spot. What does that mean? How dare you? I am upholding the court's laws and discipline. Big court discipline. Ruling by literary law. The iron rules are written clearly. Those who frame are punished in turn. Cheaters are stripped of their names. Liu Ryan cheated first. The Grand Tutor, as judge, doesn't mention it at all. Instead uses threats to execute the victim. Looks to me like you're abusing your power for personal gain. Protecting your own. Trampling the law. You, a habitual plagiarist, are you qualified to discuss court law with me? Grand Tutor. Oh my God. It's young Master Zhao, 10-time national literature champion. Even young Master Zhao is watching our street literary competition. To compare, why would the Crown Prince be here? Grand Tutor, today is just a street poetry contest. How can this be escalated to court law? Zhao has watched from beginning to end. Talent Liu indeed appears to have cheated. With things like these piling up, let's not trouble the Grand Tutor. Old man, you dare stand here even after seeing the Crown Prince. Withdraw. Thank you, young Master Zhao. What should be written on the contract? I don't need to remind you, do I? Liu Ryan admits to theft and plagiarism. Lin Wannin's mentor. Liar. Who are you trying to fool? I've already admitted it. Can I leave now? Or maybe you should open your eyes and take a good look. What's written on the contract? The plagiarist must publicly admit to theft and plagiarism, and what else? Miss Lin, the true poetry immortal, 500 poems. 500 poems in a stick of incense. This is the greatest talent in Dachen. The poetry immortal descends to earth. The poetry immortal descends. Thanks to Brother Bai. Brother Do. Today I have witnessed Miss Lin's talent. I am impressed, Zhao. Don't know if Miss would be interested in joining Zhuowen Hall. Gaowen Hall. Young Master Zhao is referring to Gaowen Hall. Heavens, Gaowen Hall is Dechen's highest academy. Only those with extraordinary talent are admitted. Once you enter Gaowen Hall, you become a protege of the emperor, taught directly by the highest scholars of the dynasty. In the future, you'll debate both literature and martial arts, representing Daqin to discuss doctrine with other countries. Liu Ryan once had one foot inside Gawan Hall. Didn't expect young Master Zhao to personally invite today. Miss Lin. Back then, I only saw the original host framed by Liu Ryan. That segment with 300 poems. It infuriated me into losing. I didn't even see later parts about young Master Zhao or Gawan Hall. But it said the ancient court was very treacherous. Better not get involved. Thank you for your kindness, young Master Zhao. I'm only here to prove myself. Now that the truth is clear, my wish is fulfilled. I have no intention of re-entering the court, miss. But that's Gawan Hall. So many people can't even get in. Please reconsider, miss. Miss Lin, 3 months from now, East Neighbor will send envoys to the capital for a literary contest with Dakian. Dakian has lost 2 years in a row. If we lose again this year, according to the treaty, we'll have to cede 3 districts of Yeonju to the East Neighbor. If Miss helps Dakian keep the 3 districts, I promise you, 10,000 taels of gold. Oh my God, 10,000 taels of gold. Even nowadays, that'd make you a billionaire. I'm not just obsessed with money, but as a citizen of Dakian, I can't stand the idea of ceding land. I'll join Gawan Hall. Miss Lin, such great righteousness, but you're merely a student at Gawan Hall. How can you produce 10,000 taels of gold? Young Master Zhao, 10,000 taels is no small sum. You're just a Gawan Hall student. Where do you get that much money? 3 words. I don't believe it. As for those 10,000 taels of gold, even court ministers probably couldn't gather it. I also doubt it. Young Master Zhao is likely making empty promises. What does Miss Lin want then? Simple black and white contract. Signature and seal. Oh, Miss Lin, 10,000 taels of gold. Let it serve as proof. No reneging signed. He wants young Master Zhao to write a promissory note. Zhao Yong's 10-time champion of the National Literary Contest has never been treated like this. If I sign it, you'll believe? Sign first, then we'll talk. Wang Cheng, bring me my personal seal. It's His Highness. Yes, it's His Highness. The Crown Prince. Your Highness, your personal seal. Oh my! Turns out it's the Crown Prince. What did a commoner like me just say? I'm doomed, doomed. I offended the Crown Prince. Really tempting fate. Now you believe it. Oh, it hurts, heavens. This is real. So many gold bars. Miss Lin, please receive 100 taels of gold and a house in the capital. Consider this part of the deposit. In 3 days, we'll meet at Gawan Hall, Zhao Jingheng.
Hey, didn't expect the Crown Prince to be so trustworthy.
Must be a hallucination. Probably didn't sleep well last night. Lin girl, bring Captain Shen's kids over. Don't crowd, line up nicely. Come one at a time. Everyone heard. Didn't line up properly. Lin girl said, come one at a time. Finally understood why. Modern celebrities all need bodyguards. These fans are just way too crazy. Miss, your servant, Quiguo will now be your personal maid. What's your name? Quiguo, as in kui for emerald green, and guo as in fruit. Wow, you even have the same name. This name doesn't work. From now on, your name will be Jinxie. You're my personal maid. Jinxie, Jinxie.
Yes.
Miss, your servant loves this name. That piece of paper is suspicious. Find a way to get the paper. Then investigate thoroughly. In the second round of couplet competition, both sides just ended up giving lines. Within 10 rests, the other side must match the couplet or break it. Otherwise, the one who skips their turn loses. The two states go hand in hand. Lusu is not as good as Fan Kuei. The homophones secretly refer to Lusu. Fan Kuai's name carries both literary and martial meaning. How do you match this one? All instruments play together. Diqing can't compare to Zhao He. Diqing matches Lusu. Zhao He matches Fan Kuai brilliant. Now it's my turn. Wangjiang Tower gazes at the flowing river. Looking at the river from atop Wangjiang Tower, the tower by the river stands for eternity. The flowing river lasts forever. A musical scene. Music within a scenic setting. Music echoes as moonlight graces the ages. The moon's reflection endures for 10,000 years. Miss Liu, that was a bit of a stretch. But it's still a decent match. The second round is neck and neck. It's a tie. Now, the decisive third round. It's a competition of poetry count. Whoever composes the most poems within one incense stick wins. I'll start with the poetry count. Prepare to be trampled underfoot. An old friend prepares chicken and millet for me and invites me to his countryside home. The invitation is sincere, like meeting in the mulberry fields. Northern mountains and peaceful snowy peaks. A lone city gazes at Jade Gate Pass far away. Two orioles sing in the green willows, while a flock of egrets soar into the blue sky. 3 cups of fine wine in a luminous goblet. One melody on the pipa urges my horse onward. 1,000 mountains with no birds in sight. 567 wow. How many poems have there been so far? The west wind rustles sparse bamboo shadows, and mountain moon sets behind the thatched gate. The wind blooms like a full moon. The sword flies off like it never ends. That's already the 4th meteor passing by. A total of 200 poems. 200 poems by Miss Liu. 1 incense stick, 200 poems. That's a godlike skill. Sister, it's your turn. Can you still stand? Everyone just said 200 poems is legendary. So today let me show you what a true master of literature looks like. Miss, something's wrong. What now? There are rumors outside about young Master Zhao. His true identity is actually the Crown Prince. What did you say? Zhao Jingheng is the Crown Prince. And he even invited Lin Wanan to enter the National Literary Academy. He said as long as Lin Wanan wins the literary exam against Donglin Country in 3 months, she will be rewarded with gold. Why have I struggled at Fengyu Pavilion for 3 years, trying to please those old immortals, just to barely set foot in the National Literary Academy? How can Lin Wangxin, a fat nobody, go do something for me? Miss gave the order. Spread the rumor that Lin Wanxin's 500 ancient poems from the past year are plagiarized from the Yin family's great scholars. Let everyone know. I don't believe it. That worthless pig could achieve the level of a poetry immortal in just 1 year? It must be plagiarized. It has to be copied. I'll take care of it right away. Miss, the National Literary Academy is so grand. It's dozens of times bigger than our mansion. It's a royal academy, after all. Of course it's grand. Let's go in and take a look. Hey, this one looks new. Whose girl is she? How come we've never seen her before? Since when does our academy accept plagiarists as students? Miss Lin, right? I heard you recited 500 ancient poems in Baihua Valley, in the time it takes to burn one incense stick, and made Liu Ru Yan unable to lift her head. Quite impressive. So, what's up? Of course there's something. Someone who only plagiarizes doesn't deserve to be our classmate. It's bad luck to hang around someone like you. Who says our miss plagiarizes? Our miss was personally recommended by the Crown Prince. In this academy, it's always real talent and knowledge that gets you in. Even if it's the Crown Prince, even if the Emperor himself recommends you, you still have to pass our 3 exams to enter. With someone who only copies and recites poetry, you might never make it inside this academy in your lifetime. Oh, you all keep saying I plagiarized. Do you have any proof? Drop the act. Those 500 legendary poems that capture every aspect of life, no way you wrote them in just a year. 500 heartfelt masterpieces. There's no way a woman could create them in such a short time. Alright, those 500 poems really aren't mine. They truly are copied. I knew it. You finally admit it. Now get out on your own. Get out. Get out. What's happening? Lin Wanrong, you're finished. The dean says Lin Wanin confessed to plagiarizing the great scholars. Such behavior means she must be expelled from our academy. Never allowed back. People like her should be paraded and shamed.
Exactly.
We all heard it. All heard it. Heard it. I've heard about you. Reciting 500 legendary poems in Baihua Valley, each one a classical masterpiece. Those poems describe every aspect of life, the ups and downs of family and nation. There's no way a young girl could compose them. Even if the Crown Prince recommended you, leave on your own. Don't make me order someone to remove you. I said they're copied. But do you know who I copied from? May I ask the dean? With such legendary poems, before I recited them, had you ever heard even one line? Li Waning, stop twisting the facts. Copied is copied. You tell me, which scholar did I plagiarize from? Or you, miss? Which poetry collection is sunlight over the incense burner produces purple smoke from? And what about you all? Is there anyone here who can point out the exact original work I copied from? Any one poem is fine. Just name the original author, and I'll leave the academy immediately, never to return. Dean, so many legendary lines. And not one person here knows the original author. You all accuse me of plagiarism. So where does that label even come from? The academy selects on literary talent. Real ability and knowledge matter. My 500 poems are right here. No one can confirm or deny their authenticity, yet everyone can condemn me. Is this really the academy style? Yeah, if it's really plagiarism, how come no one can point out the original author? Fine, if you can't tell true from false, then let's use the academy's rules to prove it. Literature test, talent test, character test.
Today,
In front of everyone, pass the first test, and I'll allow you to enter. Bring the exam sheets. I'll set the topic myself. The dean will set the topic personally. Lin Waning, just wait to be kicked out of the academy. The dean is setting the topic himself. Even the crown prince may not be able to answer. Looks like this fake soul is about to get knocked out. Here's the topic, no hints. Miss Lin, since you claim to have poetic talent, please, within the time it takes to burn one incense stick, find the 10 hidden poems in this painting. If even one character doesn't fit the painting, please leave on your own. And don't mention entering the academy again. Oh my god, I can only see one poem. I can only see 5. He never even had a proper education. I bet he can barely find 3. That old man's question really shows some skill. But he's still not up to Wang Wei's level. Alright, let's begin. First poem. After the rain in empty mountains, the air cools in autumn. Moonlight shines among the pines. Clear springs flow over the rocks. Second poem. The bamboo echoes as women wash clothes. Lotus stirs as fishing boats pass. Spring flowers fade at will. The princes can stay as they please. Viewed horizontally, it's a range. From the side, a peak. Distances and heights all differ. You can't see the true face of Mount Lu, because you are within the mountain. Morning, I leave Beatty amidst colorful clouds, travel 1,000 miles to Jiangling in one day. The apes on both banks cry non-stop. My boat has already passed countless mountains. Poem 11. Miss Lin, you're saying there's an 11th poem? Obviously nonsense. Dean set the topic himself. How could there be an 11th poem? That's right, the topic setter said only 10 poems. How can that be impossible? Poem 11. Empty mountains, no one in sight. Only voices echo as reflected light enters the deep woods, illuminates the green moss. Empty mountains, no one in sight. Only voices echo. Timeless masterpiece. A true timeless masterpiece. What a line. Empty mountains, no one in sight. Only voices echo. Just a few words capture the scene. I knew I wasn't wrong about you. Greetings, Crown Prince. Your Highness flatters me. Miss Lin, the Emperor wants to see you. Would you like to accompany me to the palace? I accept the order, Your Majesty. Miss Lin, I failed to recognize your greatness. My apologies. Please accept my sincere apology. With your talent, you should enter the Temple of Arts. No need, really. Another day, when I have time, I'll copy a few more poems for you. Are you serious? Does the library really have more than 50,000 poems? Miss Lin, is it true there are 50,000 poems in the library, as you said just now? Of course, there are actually more than 50,000. Jia admires you. My father is calling you to the palace this time. This is for the imperial examination before the throne. This year, the neighboring country has new rules for their competition. Only government officials who are literate can sign up. That makes it even more difficult. If you find it hard, I'm not forcing you. Relax and write your essay. I, Lin Wanning, have never been afraid. But those old men at the Confucian temple. Hey, I'm being serious. Just with my brain that can hold 50,000 books. I've heard you wrote 500 poems in Baihua Valley. You've even made a bet with the Crown Prince. And outwitted Dean Zhang at the Gowan Pavilion. It's really lively. Your Majesty, this girl may have some talent for poetry. But it's just a minor pursuit of empty words. If it were the previous style of literary exams, it wouldn't hurt to let her try. But with the new rules, not just anyone can enter the Confucian temple. I believe we should still test whether she truly has genuine knowledge. Miss Lin, I will give you a question today. If you can answer it, I will second the motion for your entry into the Confucian temple. Any objections? Please. Daqian has been founded for 100 years. The borders have been repeatedly invaded. The national treasury has been tight for years. We need to raise armies for defense, but also reduce taxes to support the people. This is a dilemma. How should it be resolved? Since Miss Lin regards herself as learned, please offer a plan before the court. This old official Liu Shikai actually came up with such a tough question. Even though he is extraordinarily talented, He's never been involved in government affairs. How can he provide solutions for stabilizing the country? I want to know too. Lin Wanning, do you have any good strategies? How shameless. This dilemma of border defense and people's livelihood can't even be discussed fully in millions of words. Are they really testing me? Clearly, they want me to embarrass myself in public. But thankfully, I've read Fan Zhonggen's Yuyang Tower essay. I do have a good solution. In the 4th year of King Li, Tang Zijing was demoted to be governor of Beiling. By the following year, the government was efficient and the people lived in harmony. All areas were thriving. Now he's reciting the essay from memory. In collaboration with General Guan, Beiling's splendor reflected in Dongting Lake, embracing distant mountains and swallowing the Yangtze River, vast and mighty, spanning without edge or horizon. Previous writers have described it thoroughly. To the north, it reaches Wuxia Gorge. To the south extends to Zhoxiang. Banished officials and poets often gather here, feeling stirred by what they see. Are they really so different? If indulged in excessive emotions, feelings arise from the scenery, blending sentiment and setting. So I have always searched for the heart of the virtuous ones of the past, not delighted by external things, nor saddened by personal misfortunes. If positioned high up in the court, they worry about the people. When far from it, they worry about the ruler. Whether advancing, they worry. Whether retiring, they also worry. Then when will they rejoice? The answer is, they worry before the world worries, and rejoice only after the world has rejoiced. Good. Worry before the world worries, and rejoice after the world rejoices. I've been on the throne for 20 years, and have heard countless essays, yet no one has ever told me to take this as my motto. Miss Lin's few short sentences are worth half a lifetime of your reports. We are utterly convinced. Such vision and magnitude in this essay, such lofty intention and depth. Only a sage could write this. A sage is born. Pass my decree. Confer Lin Wanning the title of best female scholar in the land. Grant her seat in the Confucian Temple. Thank you for your Majesty's great favor. The world's greatest talented woman. That title should have been mine. Those poems, those 500 poems, they all belonged to me originally. Have you had enough of this nonsense? Is the Grand Preceptor here to laugh at me? Laugh at you. I have no interest in such things. The literary circles of Donggrong have been provoking and mocking us at the border. Our dynasty's cultural lineage is broken.
His Majesty has ordered the drafting of a decree.
A literary war between the two nations is inevitable. What does a literary war have to do with me? I can't even step out the door of Fengyu Pavilion. I had already been planning for a long time. I intended to nominate you as the national representative, to lead the Great Qian Literary Circle against the neighboring country. When the time comes for rewards, not only will you be world famous, but I can also take another step up in the imperial court. But now everything has been ruined by that Ning Lin Wancheng. He only recited 500 poems, that's all. Do you think he can recite another 500? If I have a chance to face him again, I don't believe he can win. What's the rush? He is at the height of his fame right now. Both His Majesty and the Crown Prince favor him. To move against him now is the same as seeking your own death. Then what does the Grand Preceptor mean? Just let him continue to be so smug? You aren't the only one in court who can't stand him. Do you really think those old fogies in the Temple of Literature are pushovers? You only need to wait for the right moment. When the time comes, you will naturally return to the position that belongs to you. Lin Wanning, I will let you climb higher, so that you fall harder. Even the headmaster himself came out. This display is even grander than when the top scholar was appointed years ago. A woman wants to enter the temple of literature? Isn't this like poking a hornet's nest? Halt, visitor. The sage said, only women and small men are difficult to deal with. And again, a woman is one who follows others. The temple of literature is a sacred place for sages and teachers. A woman entering the temple is an insult to culture and a ruin of morals. Every rule is established in the temple, and every word is based on evidence. Tear up the decree, kowtow and leave. Do not humiliate yourself. If you are unwilling, I can step forward. No need. If they want to block me, then let them. I will open this door myself.
Exactly.
The headmaster just said that only women and small men are difficult to nurture. May I ask where this sentence comes from? Naturally from the Analects, the chapter of Yang Yuo. 1,000 years ago, the sage clearly stated that women and small men are of the same kind and should not be approached. A fallacious argument. Headmaster, do you know that in pre-Qin texts, the character for woman was synonymous with you and child? It means if you are close to your children, they become disrespectful. If you are distant, they become resentful. It's saying that if you spoil a young child, they will be arrogant and rude. If you alienate them, they will harbor resentment. The sage was teaching the way of parenting. When did he ever say women cannot study? What he says seems to make sense. The headmaster also said, a woman is one who follows others. This sentence comes from the Book of Rites, Jiao Teiseng, but the headmaster omitted the second half. A woman is one who follows others. In youth, she follows her father and brothers. When married, her husband. When her husband dies, she follows her son. This is a description in the Book of Rites of the order a woman relies on during different stages of her life. It is not a prohibition. If following others meant a ban on entering the temple to study, then whom did Ban Zhao follow when she finished the Book of Han? And whom did Zi Daoyun follow with her unparalleled talent? Among the ancient sages and ancestors enshrined in the great Qian Temple of Literature, how many of them personally taught their daughters to read and write? If women studying is a ruin of cultural virtue, then the daughters of these sages, wouldn't they all be considered family disgraces? Glee-tongued and deceptive. The Temple of Literature is a national institution. A century of rules. Can a few words from you shake these rules? May the first ask the great scholar, whose name is carved on the Jinshi tablet in front of the temple. The rule is the 4 words personally spoken by Confucius: education for all without discrimination. May I ask you, great scholars, which of you thought your outburst would provoke this? Except for women. Well said. Within 100 hours, if you cannot solve this puzzle, you may not enter. This is the Tianyuan calculation puzzle left from before. No one has been able to solve it for 100 years. Among 81 squares, 36 are known numbers. The rest are blank. There is only one rule. Within 100 hours, the sum of the vertical, horizontal, and diagonal lines must be exactly equal. One mistake and the whole game is lost. Miss Lin recited 500 poems in the Valley of 100 Flowers and wrote essays in Jinshi Hall that stunned the civil and military officials. But arithmetic is not something that can be done by rote memorization. I advise you, it's still not too late to turn back. I heard that the doctors of arithmetic from the Hanlin Academy sat before this stone board for 3 days and 3 nights. And in the end, they vomited blood and fainted. No matter how well this girl writes poetry, I'm afraid she won't be able to handle arithmetic. This one. Years ago, My imperial father invited 3 doctors of arithmetic to calculate it together. It took 10 days to solve it. Although she is exceptionally bright, the path of arithmetic requires years of training after all. Isn't this just a small math problem? Just substitute the known numbers to find the unknowns, and ensure the sums of the rows, columns, and diagonals are equal. It's just a combination of the elimination and substitution methods. Working on it. Simple. A young child with a loose tongue. Who among you can help me move the stone beads? I don't need 100 breaths. 10 breaths will suffice for the answer. This calculation, even the doctors of arithmetic of our dynasty found difficult to solve. I'm afraid the young lady's boast is bigger than her ability. I shall wait to see how you lose. Men, move the stone beads for the Lin lad. Column 3, move up 5. Column 4, move down 3. Column 2, move right 7. Row 9, move down 6. Row 3, move right 1. Row 3, move up 5. Row 2, move down 1. Move down another 3. It's finished. She actually solved it. I don't understand it, but Miss Lin's presence is overwhelming. She held my attention for 10 breaths. Miss Lin, please allow me to take back my disrespectful words from before. Miss Lin, it was my impudence. Let's go. Isn't there another trial? This time, I'll make you lose with total conviction. In the first 2 trials, you broke my dogmas by quoting classics and solved the Tianyuan puzzle with clever tricks. I admit you are indeed somewhat clever. But scholarship and governing a country are 2 different things. No matter how well an essay is written, or how fast an arithmetic problem is solved, they are merely minor skills after all. To enter the temple of literature, one must be a talent for governing. In this trial, I will test you on the righteous path. Headmaster, please enlighten me. Listen well to my first question. To govern the world with culture, should the great scholars be held in highest esteem, or should the common people be the foundation? This question has no answer. The person in this world who can answer it hasn't been born yet. What a difficult dilemma. No matter which one I choose, I'll fall into the trap set by these old fogies. If I say the common people are the foundation, it's the same as challenging the legitimacy of imperial power. If I say the great scholars are to be esteemed, it's the same as admitting the scholar official elite are above the state. Either way, it's a capital offense. I'm afraid she won't be able to answer. What a pity for such an arithmetic genius, to have no opportunity to integrate into our civilization. If you can't answer, then you can't answer. A woman discusses the right path. This is natural exemption. The people are most important, the state comes next, and the ruler least. What is it? Therefore, if you gain the people's support, you become the son of heaven. If you gain the son of heaven's support, you become a feudal lord. If you gain the feudal lord's support, you become a minister. The feudal lord is for the state. Then the rituals and inheritance change. There are also timely ceremonies for sacrifices. However, if there is drought or flood, then the rituals for the state are changed. Once again, the people are most important, the state comes next, and the ruler least. The elder has presided for 100 years, the bell tolls. Only those with great virtue and talent can inspire. I have served in the Confucian temple for 40 years. Only today do I know what a true sage is. Please, Lord Lin, accept the seal. The woman this palace has chosen truly was not a mistake. LV Daru, LV Daru. Our very first founding LV Daru. LV Daru, Li Wanyan. I want you dead. Envoy of Donggrong personally reports. The Dakian border defense deployments have all been uncovered, enclosed in a secret letter. Signed by Lin Wanning. This is Liu Bingjiang. Lord Liu. If you have any strategy, you can tell Lord Liu. I went to school with him for over 10 years. I know his every writing by heart. His notes truly are flawless. But Lin Wanning has never been to the border. How did he leak the border defense deployments? Lord Liu will convict him in court. Since when do we need logic? As long as this letter is shown in front of His Majesty, all the civil officials will help us and fill in the rest of the story. As for his old plagiarism offenses, I'll also prepare everything for Lord Liu. The salt tax corruption in Jiangnan has gone on for over a decade. None of the inspectors could sort it out. Ever since Miss Lin's method of cross-auditing was used, all the messy accounts were unraveled in just 3 days. This cross-audit of strict taxes is truly an excellent strategy. I have already ordered the Ministry of Revenue, Your Majesty. I, your subject, impeach Lady Lin Wanqing for treason. Here we go again. Is there any solid evidence? These are the secret letters between Lin Wanning and the Donggrong envoys. The handwriting is clear, and the content is detailed. She leaked our frontline defense deployments, treasury revenues and expenditures, and court personnel matters, entirely to the enemy nation. Does Your Majesty still remember? Lin Wanning became notorious back then for plagiarizing 300 poems by Liu Ryan. A person who would even steal poetry inherently lacks character. Now she is simply up to her old tricks.
Stealing Great Qion's secrets to sell to the enemy.
Your Majesty, I concur. This woman has been in the literary temple for only a few months, yet she has proposed many new policies. She is clearly using the name of Li Zheng to spy on state affairs. No wonder she could recite 500 poems within a single year. Who could possibly have such talent? They must have been provided by Donggrong in advance, so she could use them to win Your Majesty's trust. You! Imperial Guard! Lin Wanning, how do you explain these secret letters? May I step forward to examine them? Liu Ryan, you really went to great lengths, just to frame me for plagiarizing your poems. Lord Liu, you say these secret letters were written by me to the Donggrong envoys? The handwriting is ironclad evidence. Do you still want to deny it? Then let me ask you, Lord Liu, what material is this letter paper made of? The texture of this paper is coarse and tough, with a horizontal bamboo-like grain. It is bamboo grain paper, a specialty of Donggrong. Great Qion does not produce this paper. It only circulates in small amounts in the 3 border provinces of Donggrong. Since the day I was born, I have never set foot outside the capital. May I ask, Lord Liu, where did I buy this Donggrong bamboo grain paper? And how was it transported into the capital? Through whose hands and by which route? You must have asked someone to buy it for you. Fine. Then please, Lord Liu, find the person who supposedly bought the paper for me. The Ministry of Revenue strictly controls cross-border goods. Every batch of Donggrong bamboo grain paper entering the customs has a record. If you find such a record, I will willingly accept my punishment. Even if the origin of the paper remains to be verified, the defense deployments you leaked cannot be fake. The timing of the Lianzhou troop rotation and strength mentioned in the letter. Who could know this if not a high-ranking official? Lord Liu, I'm afraid you haven't seen the Ministry of Revenue's report from last year. The Lianzhou troop rotation happened last March. At that time, to calculate military pay, the ministry issued a public report, listing the number of troops, the timing, and the locations, very clearly. This report, every official in the court has a copy. Even the storytellers at the capital's tea stalls can recite it. Damn it. That wench. Didn't she say these ministers would find excuses for me? This isn't right. It's one thing to forge secret letters, but you didn't even bother to verify the intelligence content. It's so full of holes, and yet you dare try to frame me before His Majesty. Your Majesty, I have been wronged. However, I do have something I would like Your Majesty to see. This was collected by my secret guards, evidence of Liu Bingzhang and his associates, embezzling from the treasury, and colluding with Donggrong. Liu Bingzhang, see for yourself. My lord, all the correspondence from Liu Bingzhang's study has been seized. Everything related to the Fengyao Pavilion
Is right here?
Tell Fengyao Pavilion, there's no need to send letters for the next few days. Once this fire has finished burning, I will personally go to see them. Grand Preceptor, as for Liu Bingzhang, it's all over. Lin Wanning was prepared. She not only exposed the flaws in the secret letters, but more fatally, she already had actual evidence of Liu Bingzhang's embezzlement and collusion. What about me? The handwriting on the secret letters. Don't worry about that. Liu Bingzhang didn't have time to implicate you before he was dragged away. All the letters in his manor regarding Feng Yuan have already been burned by my men. This fire will not touch you. She escaped again. What's the next step? Are we just going to wait until her influence is fully established? The Donggrong literary world has been provoking us lately. With yesterday's poem, a literary war between our two nations is already imminent. It's unavoidable. So what? At tomorrow's morning court, I will override all objections and recommend Lin Wanning as the national representative. Recommending her, isn't that helping her? Helping her? Those old scholars in the Donggrong literary world, which one of them isn't a master of their craft? They have been titans of literature for decades. Even the great scholars of our literary temple might not win, let alone a young girl like her. The Grand Preceptor is very calculating, but relying solely on the Donggrong people's skills might not guarantee a win against her. The 500 poems she recited in Hundred Flower Valley, every single one was a masterpiece for the ages. What if she has more in reserve? That's why I came to see you tonight. You know her poetic style better than anyone. You understand her preferences and creative habits. These things, the Donggrong people don't know, but you do. Find a way to let them know. Once she is disgraced on the stage, I will then step in. By then, the Donggrong literary sage and she will have exhausted each other. I will take the stage, turn the tide, and the whole court, and the people of the capital, everyone will remember, who stood up when the nation was in crisis. By then, who will remember Lin Wanning? The first round of the National Literary War Great Qian scholar Zhou Chongwen versus Dongrong's vanguard talent Helian Rui. The theme is mountains and rivers. Any poetic form is allowed. A single match to determine the winner. This round goes to Dongrong's vanguard Helian Rui. Impossible! I have studied the classics for 40 years. How could I lose to a mere youth? Great Qian scholar Sun Bohan versus Dongrong's vanguard Helian Rui. Helian Rui wins. Great Qian scholar Li Ruming versus Dongrong's vanguard Helian Rui. Helian Rui wins again. Five matches, and Great Qian has not won a single one. Is this your so-called millennium of literary heritage? Are these the poetry and rights you are so proud of? According to the pre-war agreement, the loser cedes the three border provinces. Yozhou, Lingzhou, and Pingzhou now belong to Dongrong. No. 5 matches, 5 defeats. Those old pedants in the literary temple usually talk endlessly quoting classics, but once on the stage, they can't even beat a single Dongrong vanguard? Crown Prince, do you have a plan? I believe the defeat in the literary war is not the fault of the teachers, but because the participants were too conventional and failed to adapt to the situation. Is there truly no one left in the whole court? Your Majesty, I have someone to recommend. The world's foremost talented woman, Lin Wanning, Grand Preceptor? You recommend Lin Wanning? Your Majesty, with a great enemy at the gates? Only true talent can save the country. Although Lin Wanning once had a conflict with me, she indeed possesses true learning. Now that Great Qian's literary fate is in peril, I am willing to set aside past grievances. Lin Wanning, the Grand Preceptor recommends you as the national representative. Are you willing to accept? I accept the challenge. This was intercepted by the shadow guards. The Grand Tutor met with Liu Ryan multiple times today. An unidentified letter was sent out from the Fengsha mansion. It passed through the hands of the Grand Tutor's people. Its destination is unknown, but I suspect it's most likely heading to Dongrong. If you don't want to do this, there's still time. I can recommend someone else. No need. The Grand Tutor's recommendation is definitely not out of goodwill. You saw what happened to those scholars earlier today. He's trying to push you into the fire pit. He can push all he wants. I'll fight my own battle. Whether the first win or not, it's not up to him. You can still laugh? Your Highness, I'm willing to fight. Of course, I have my own confidence. That Liu Ryan thinks he understands me inside out, but I won't play by their rules. Just watch closely, Your Highness. All shadow guards are in position. If anything unusual happens on the stage, my people will rush in to protect you immediately. Dongrong's first vanguard is Helian Rui. In the previous matches, your country's scholars couldn't handle even the power of my god of Warfu. Today, I want to see who else from the Daqian will stand on stage. Daqian has lost 5 straight rounds. Today's rules are set by Dongrong. The topic is battle and war horses. No restriction on corpses. The one with the strongest killing aura will be honored. I heard your country has a little girl known as the female corpse immortal. Battle and war horses on the battlefield are not like romance in the boudoir. If you don't dare to take the challenge, it's still time to concede. You can't write about war and horses in the boudoir. Do you know what true killing intent is? It's never just present on the battlefield. lightly flicking through the dark, snowy mountains. A lonely city looks far out toward Yeoman Pass, enduring hundreds of battles in the desert, wearing golden armor, not returning until Lulan is taken. What do you mean, enduring hundreds of battles in the desert, wearing golden armor? I've defended Tian Pass and Lingzhou for 20 years, that's my motto. Ah. Second round, Dongbrong Chu domain requests to fight. The rules switch to a duel between Qin masters. The rules of this battle require both sides to compose poetry to the sound of the guqin, based on musical themes. But there is one restriction. Every poem must use Daqian's historical allusions only. You may not mention Yao, Shen, Yu, or Tang. You may not refer to the spring and autumn period or the Warring States period. You cannot use any stories from previous dynasties. Mixing allusions. The 14th floor illusion is like chopping off half an arm of a novice. They're clearly trying to force Miss Lin into a corner, flooding the poem with allusions. Do you think without allusions, Daqian scholars can't write poetry? Rules are rules. If Miss Lin finds this too difficult, she can still concede now. Truly immortal lines through the ages are never created by simply piling up allusions. A glib tongue. There's no need for more words. The topic is in the music. Please begin. This music is like a cold tide, one wave pressing over the next. Within the music, it seems there is one person sitting alone between heaven and earth. A bright moon rises over the sea. We share this moment from far apart. Lovers lament the endless night. Longing stirs all through the evening. As the candle is snuffed out, the moonlight fills the room. Putting on a robe, I feel the dampness of the dew. It would be too much to offer you this handful of moonlight. So I'll return to bed and dream of our next meeting. From this day on, ICHU will never play the Qin again in this life. My music is unworthy of such poetry. I am Gongsun Shu, the elder. The next round will be me. This map has 13 disrupted territories. Miss Lin, please guess which 13 corpses of Daqian they correspond to. You old scoundrel, you deserve to die. But if you can't guess, it doesn't matter. Just say out loud, the mountains and rivers of Daqian are nothing special. Such bullying. You old thing, you're heartless, so don't blame me for being ruthless. This is Youzhou. This is Bingzhou. This is Lingzhou. This is Yongzhou. This is Qingzhou. This is Xiuzhou. This is Yanzhou. This is Yuzhou. This is Lingzhou. So your riddle's nothing special either. Your vision is only big enough to fuss over these few territories back and forth. Next, let me show you what true landscapes and rivers are. The ancient county of Yuzhang, new seat of Hongdu. Stars divided among Yi and Zhen. Lands linking Hang and Lu mountains. Bounded by the mighty rivers, girded by 5 lakes, guarding southern Jing, reaching out to Io. Blessed with nature's bounty, the radiance pierces the home of Taurus and Scorpio. A land that breeds heroes. Suru sat beneath Chunfan's couch. Falling sunset and the lone wild duck fly together. The autumn waters and the vast sky share one color. How could such a thing happen? Impossible. Ah! The legendary female poetry immortal of Daekian truly lives up to her name. But a national contest isn't about one person's strength. Since Miss Lin is so supremely talented, I'm sure she's not afraid to take on multiple opponents at once. According to Clause 7 of the National Contest Agreement, if one side is overwhelmingly stronger, a life or death gauntlet match can be activated. The other side may send 5 challengers on stage at once. The topics will be chosen by the challengers. The rules will be set by the challengers. If Miss Lin wins, Donggrong will sign a withdrawal order and retreat. If she loses, Daekian will cede 3 border provinces, plus a yearly tribute of 100,000. Does Miss Lin dare accept the challenge? Can that still be called a contest? That's basically an ambush. Here are the rules for the life and death gauntlet. Donggrong's 5 literary talents surround simultaneously, each posing a separate topic. Lin Wanning must, within the time it takes an incense stick to burn, compose 5 poems for the 5 topics at the same time. She can't ignore any of them. No one else can write for her. If time runs out or any poem is not completed, Daekian loses automatically. I don't agree. How can Daekian's literary future rest on one woman? Daekian is already in a situation where we can't move forward or back. Stop adding fuel to the fire. Miss Lin, will you accept the challenge? I can. But what? The stakes aren't high enough. Such low wagers are meaningless. What did you say? Oh my heavens! The wager still isn't enough. What more does the poetry immortal Lin want to bet? The stakes are too small. Let's raise them. If I beat all 7 of you, Donggrong must not only retreat, but return all Daekian land you've previously won, plus a yearly tribute of 100,000. All that land was lost by you to us Donggrong in the first place. Dream on about getting it back. Miss Lin wants to win all of Donggrong's assets from the last several years in one round. What can Daekian offer to make it worth us risking so much? Daekian's richest western water towns. Does Donggrong find those tempting? I wager the crown prince's title. If Lin Wanqi loses, I will voluntarily forfeit my status as crown prince and never reclaim it. Plus Daekian's western water towns. Do you all dare accept? I love the boldness. Donggrong accepts. Bring the imperial edict. Please proceed. Such is the crown prince of Daekian today. Well, I already learned Lin Wanning's methods long ago. Qin is just waiting to bow its head and surrender this time. First topic, wind not appearing in the poem, but no wind character to be seen in the lines. Second topic, flower not to appear, but no flower character to be seen in the lines. Third topic, snow not to appear, and no snow character to be seen in the lines. Topics 4 and 5, moon not to appear, and no moon character to be seen in the lines. Fifth topic, country not to appear, and no country character to be seen in the lines. How can I answer that? Wind, flower, snow, and moon actually pretty interesting. There's no shortage of famous lines about those themes. I have lots in my head. Blowing down autumn leaves, and making February flowers bloom. 1,000-foot wave crosses the river. Bamboo stands bent by 10,000 shafts slanting. Layers of fresh green between branches. Tiny buds hiding dots of red deep within. Cherish the flower's heart. Don't let it bloom too soon. Let peach and plum trees vie in the spring breeze. Let peach and plum trees vie in the spring breeze. Everything Liu Ryan gave is wrong. Victory for Dakian in the martial contest. Thank you, your country, for keeping this evidence safe for me. Don't worry, I'll put it to good use. Ah. 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 All of this was sent out by Liu Ryan while she was under house arrest, via Grand Tutor's aides. To set me up. He cataloged my secrets even better than I did myself. Too bad what he knows is exactly what I allowed him to know. Your Majesty, during the national contest, I ordered the Shadow Guards to monitor all Donggrong envoys' activities. We intercepted letters between the imprisoned Liu Ryan at Fenyuan Pavilion and Donggrong's diplomatic envoys. A total of 8 letters were sent by Liu Ryan while under house arrest, fully revealing Li Wancheng's poetic inclinations, favorite imagery, and creative habits to the enemy envoys. She intended to use Donggrong's hand to eliminate Dakin's contestant on the competition stage. Each letter is signed and sealed by Liu Ryan herself, and each went out through the Grand Tutor's mansion. The evidence is irrefutable. Ironclad proof. Your Majesty, this old minister never imagined that Liu Ryan could be so outrageously wicked. Liu Ryan has betrayed the Emperor's trust and colluded with our enemies. Such scum. Your Majesty, please issue your order immediately. Have him executed in the court to uphold the law of the land. Although I have had past dealings with her, it was only under orders to supervise her house arrest. This woman harbors evil intentions. I was merely associated with her. You cut ties awfully fast. Summon Liu Ryan to the hall. Grand Tutor, what a coincidence, you're kneeling here too. Liu Ryan, the Crown Prince accuses you of colluding with the enemy 8 times. Both the secret letters and personal seals are present. Do you admit your guilt? I do. But why does your Majesty not question me? I'm just a useless person under house arrest in Fengshu Garden, unable to attend the funeral, can't even step outside the door. How could I have sent out secret messages from the palace? And how could I have made contact with the envoy from Donglu? Your Majesty, this woman is crazy. She knows she can't escape execution, so she's making wild accusations. Grand Tutor, you still have the gift list for the Donggrong envoy in your residence, don't you? I was nothing but a pawn in your hands, Grand Tutor. This is the Grand Tutor's last written order, ordering me during the national war to compile all intelligence for the Donggrong delegation, handwriting and personal seals. Please have them compared in court, Your Majesty. Your Majesty, I have served as an official for 40 years, loyal and devoted. How could I do such a thing? This woman is just kicking up a fuss in desperation. I'm desperate and lashing out. Last night you sent people to silence me. If it weren't for Ah Wei's timely arrival, I'd be a corpse in the Phoenix Hall right now. Utter nonsense. All madness. No need to pretend any longer, Grand Tutor. My people have been watching you for an entire year. We've been waiting for this day. So this is my Grand Tutor. Imperial Guards, come. Strip away the Grand Tutor's robe and court beads. Send him to the Imperial prison, and have him tried with the traitor Liu Bingying. Liu Ryan, may you die a miserable death. Now it's our turn. Either way, I'm doomed. I refuse to accept this. Li Wanin, do you dare to face me in one final match? With our lives on the line. If I lose, I'll admit my guilt and accept my fate. No questions asked. If you lose, you'll have to pay with your life. Absurd and colluding with the enemy. A criminal at death's door, daring to speak boldly. Guards, take her away. Wait. Since that's the case, let her die with clarity. Your Majesty, please permit your daughter to have one final contest with him. It's time to settle the grievances between us. Approved. All right, the rules are simple. I still have a few poems left. They've never been revealed to the public. But all of them only have the first half. You claim I copied all your poems. Then you must know the second half. All the officials have heard it. He said these poems are written by him. Then let's have him complete them here on the spot. If he can finish them, I'll admit my guilt. If he can't, then he's deceived the emperor, using other people's poems to fake his own talent, tricking his majesty, tricking the crown prince, and deceiving the entire kingdom. If these really are fragments, it's impossible to prove otherwise. Anyone can recite the first half. But if the second half was never written, no one could finish it. Yeah, if he can't finish it, the title of #1 female scholar is in jeopardy. Red lotus fragrances fade. Jade mat feels autumn's chill. Lightly shedding silk robes. Alone I bore the orchid boat. You say you wrote this poem. Then you must know the second half. How pitiful and laughable. Flowers drift away on their own. Water flows on its own. A longing that never ends. Restless feelings in two places. There's no way to ease this feeling. Just left my brows. Only to enter into my heart. Delicate clouds cleverly play. Flying stars carry resentment. The Milky Way quietly crosses afar. Tender feelings like water. A beautiful time like a dream. Reluctantly cutting off the magpie bridge path. If two hearts last forever, why does it matter if they're together every day and night? The east wind fills the night with thousands of blossoming trees and blows down stars like rain. Searching for him among thousands. Suddenly turning around, that person is there, where the lights are dimmest. Last night's starlight and last night's breeze. Painted tower to the west, Osmanthus Hall to the east, without colorful phoenix wings to fly together. Two hearts connect with a single thought. Brocade zither, 50 strings without reason. Each string and pillar mourns the years past. Zhuangzhou's morning dream confused by butterflies. Wangdi's longing heart entrusted to the cuckoo. So remarkable. Remarkable, indeed. Each poem, once completed, its meaning far surpasses the first half, and the structure has become crystal clear. Perfect, utterly perfect. Truly worthy of being our great Qian dynasty's poet immortal. Deep, deep courtyards, how deep. Willows pile up like smoke. Countless layers of curtain. Tearful eyes ask the flowers, but the flowers stay silent. Chaos of fallen petals flies past the swings. Impossible, how do you know? You never wrote the second half of these poems. You copied my notes, copied my imagery, copied everything about me. But you'll never copy my talent. You can steal my manuscripts, but not my gift. So after those 300 poems ran out, you couldn't write a new line. I lost. But so what if I lost? Did you win? You think you actually won? Urgent dispatch, 800 miles a day. Eastern Rong tore up the armistice agreement, using unfair literary battle as an excuse, teamed up with the remaining rebels to launch a surprise attack. Youzhou, Lingzhou, and Bingzhou fell overnight. Cough, cough.
His Majesty is moved.
300,000 cavalry can reach the capital within 3 days. Our frontline forces lack numbers. And supplies? I believe we should negotiate, cede land and pay reparations, and plan slowly. That's better than the enemy at our gates. I second this. Eastern Rong's troops are flying the banner of unfair literary battle. If we hadn't provoked Eastern Rong with arrogance at the national contest, none of this would have happened. I dare to ask His Majesty to hold Lin Wanqing accountable. Absurd. When Lin Wanqing reversed the tide single-handedly in the arena, you all sat below afraid to even breathe. Now Eastern Rong's private meeting and armies at the gates. You don't think about fighting the enemy, but want to accuse the heroes instead. Today we cede 3 provinces. Tomorrow it will be 5. The day after it'll be the capital. Every time you negotiate, our Qian dynasty loses another inch of land. If you keep negotiating, you'll give away His Majesty's throne room too. Your son requests command to lead the expedition. If I don't recover the 3 provinces, I swear not to return. Li Wanqing is permitted to join the army as the emperor's envoy. Wait for my decree. For all 3 armies. I accept the imperial command. Ah. This is the story of losing a battle in ancient times. Defeated and disgraced. Exhausted and unwilling. Afraid and enduring. Anyone who experiences it would feel terrible. No wonder the ancients could write earth-shaking poetry. Qin Moon, Han Frontier, Long Mars, men never return. If the flying general guards Dragon City, no foreign horses would cross Yinshan. But if flying general guards Dragon City, senior sister. Senior sister, senior sister, senior sister. This is the woman I chose. 100 battles in the yellow sands, golden armor worn through. If we don't break Lulan, we won't return. If we don't break Lulan, we won't return. Their morale soared with just one poem from you. Our soldiers need encouragement too. Eastern Rong knows all our rotation routes. Last night, General Li's reinforcements were ambushed halfway. Half of 3,000 men were lost. How do we fight this battle? The enemy watches our every move from the shadows, yet we don't even know where their main force is. Your Highness, the enemy general is calling out under the city again. People on the wall, listen up. This commander gives you 3 days. If you surrender after 3 days, you'll be spared. If you don't surrender, when the city falls, we'll massacre for 3 days. Not even dogs and chickens will be spared. Cavalry up front, infantry behind. If they charge, the cavalry rushes forward. Infantry can't keep up. The main flag is planted crooked. That means the central command doesn't care about this operation. The archers are drinking. No defenses at the rear. Their battles have been too easy. They think our troops are no threat. Maybe that's our chance. Your Highness, I have an idea. Hurry up and speak. The enemy commander looks down on our scholars. He thinks that all we do is recite poetry and gaze at the moon, and have no strength at all. Let's make him underestimate us even more. Tonight, hang lanterns all over the city wall. I'll play the zither up there. Let every soldier take turns on the wall. Recite poems loudly. The louder, the better. Let the Eastern Rong hear us clearly. Make them think we've run out of options. and can do nothing but recite poetry and enjoy music on the wall. You're using yourself as bait. The Eastern Wrong commander is arrogant and underestimates the enemy, watching from the city walls while reciting poems. They will surely all come rushing out. Your Highness only needs to lead the elite troops around to the rear. I'll wait here for your signal to converge. All right, I'll follow your command. The moonlight before my bed looks like frost upon the ground. 100 battles in yellow sands, wearing golden armor. I won't return until Lulan is conquered. Reporting that the Qin people are reciting poems on the city walls. They've hung red lanterns throughout the whole city. It's like the New Year's festival. They're trapped inside the city. Even their supplies are nearly cut off, and still have the mood to recite poems and enjoy themselves. That Dacian poet immortal. Seems he's here to sing elegies for his soldiers. Order the entire army. There's no need to wait 3 days. We're attacking the city tonight. Those bookish poets. We'll crush them to pulp along with their so-called immortals. Since they've come, there's no way out now. Marshal, there's an ambush behind us. Don't panic, form ranks and face the enemy. Rear squad becomes the front. Open the city gates, full army charge. Furious hair, crown askew. The rain has ceased. I look up. Eyes. I howl toward the sky. My heart filled with passion. "30 years' achievements are just dust and earth. 8,000 miles. Clouds white, a cold wind, this young head mourns. The shame of Jinkang is not yet avenged. When will this minister's resentment end? Drive the long chariot and crush the Helen mountain passes. In hunger, eat the meat of the Hu nomad. In thirst, drink the blood of the Zhongnu while laughing. Wait to reclaim our homeland and return to the palace. Drive. Ah. Long live the crown prince, poet immortal, mighty and brave. Wait to reclaim our old rivers and mountains. Return to the palace. Your Highness, His Majesty coughed up blood and fainted in court. The imperial physician said, "Please enter the palace at once, Your Highness." Father Emperor. Step forward. I've heard. The 3 prefectures have been retaken. The Eastern Wrong have retreated. You've done very well. I don't have much time left. Your decisiveness on the battlefield, your responsibility in the court, I've seen it all. I can entrust this kingdom to you with peace of mind. Father Emperor. Liu Anning, even as a woman, you cleared injustice and saved the Melon Kingdom. Broke the city's rules, 100 years since Daqian was founded. No one like you has ever existed before. With you, Daqian is blessed. I bestow you, Crown Prince Zhao Jingheng and Lin Wanning, the title of the greatest talented woman in the land, and Confucian scholar and imperial tutor, to assist the new emperor, and govern the court together. This kingdom is now entrusted to you. Father Emperor.
His Majesty has passed away.
My empress need not kneel. My empress is also my strategist. The poet immortal of Daqian. Let her issue the very first imperial edict. From today onward, the old rule barring women from the temple of literature in Daqian is abolished. Women may now take the imperial exams. Let talented women from across the land be admitted. Anyone with talent and learning, regardless of gender, may serve the country. Long live His Majesty, long live forever. May the Empress live for 1,000 years. You probably never thought this day would come. You were once ridiculed for being overweight, reviled for plagiarism, had all 300 of your poems stolen. But today I stand here to tell everyone on your behalf. Women can write poetry, can become officials, and can rule the country. Don't say women aren't heroes. Every night the swords ring on Longquen's wall. Never say that women aren't heroes. That's actually a nice change. Even more exciting than I expected. But the story isn't over yet. Zhao Jingheng. The most perfect male lead I've ever written. Originally, I wanted him to live and die alone. To become an emperor who cares for the world but is understood by no one. But I didn't expect Lin wanting to raise him so well. To know how to respect women. To know how to fight side by side. To know how to say in court, my empress need not kneel. Such an excellent emperor was created by me. So, I'll take him back. Whose book is this? Weird. Why is it blank?